Coming years, actually it started from this year already. Next 5 years is the years of Shiva element. Now, Shiva is considered the Lord of recycle. So these 5 years, depending on when you are born, depending on your personal horoscope, your personal, birth chart, depending on that, from last September, October, for 3 years to 5 years, it's a year of destruction. But destruction in the sense that it is for the purpose of recycle. But the good news is, if you are on a spiritual path, and this is where we are going to emphasize, we are not going to emphasize on other things, because we are here all seekers, we are spiritual seekers. If you are on a spiritual path, then this is a blessing, not blessing in disguise even. This is blessing in open, not disguise. Because Shiva can recycle all your negative qualities. If you work even little hard on your spirituality, then in these 5 years, 3 to 5 years, depending on your birth chart, let's say 5 years, let's not go into birth chart, let us say not go into your horoscope and individual date of birth and all that. Let's consider 5 years. He says within this 5 years, the progress that you can make is equal to 5 lifetimes. 5 lifetimes. But if you work on it, if you don't work on it, you still put the same effort that you have been putting, but the result is not 5 times. I said, Master, 5 times? No, not 5 times. 5 lifetimes. So it is not that you are meditating for 1 hour and you get the benefit of 5 hours. No. It is the benefit of 5 lifetimes. So what should we do? As a spiritual seeker, as a spiritual sadhakas, we call it sadhak. Sadhak is not only seeker, but sadhakas are into exploration. They are trying to discover. So no more seeking. Seeking is finished. You are working on yourself. First of all, you have to decide on this. Do not be, I've been telling about this for last few times, few weeks. Do not be spiritual or professional learners. You want to learn this, you want to learn that. Whatever you have learned, work on it. Don't keep on learning. Just take one simple meditation, but work on it. And work seriously. So these 3 to 5 years, Shiva is in the aspect of Rudra. Rudra is depicted as a fierce deity. It's swallowing everything that is bad, negative in you. But if you identify yourself with negativity, then you get swallowed also. So you have to first of all disconnect yourself from your negative qualities. How to do that? Acknowledge it. Okay, I have negative qualities. Then it takes a lot of courage to acknowledge, yes, I have negative qualities, but I am not those qualities. And I want to work on them now. There the Rudra comes into your help. And it takes up all your negative qualities. It takes 3 to 5 years to recycle all your negativities from all your past karmas, all your past lifetimes, former lifetimes, and to recycle and turn it into positivity, and that result you will see in some cases after 3 years, in most cases after 5 years. The next 2 years are the years of progress. So 7 years from now, actually it is 7.5 years. We have already passed about half a year. So about 7 years from now, you can be a totally changed person. I asked him, is it going to be a global thing? He said, no. Spirituality is not supermarket, it's not department store. Spirituality is a boutique. Those who work on it, they get the benefit. Many people will think, okay, we are all enlightened, blah, blah, blah. Let them be, Don't hurt their feelings. If they feel they are enlightened, fine. You work on your own enlightenment. Don't bother them. Ignorance is bliss sometimes. So you work on it. Others who are not working, don't force them. Don't turn violent. Don't force them. Don't tell them, no, you must do this, you must do that. And you also, he wants me, just tell them, that's all. Don't do anything else. Now, who will be affected the most? I hope there are nobody here who are politicians. Politicians are going to be affected the most. If you are into politics, these 5 years are tough for you. Very tough. So if you are into politics, please reconsider. You can lose everything. You can lose your reputation. You can lose your status. You can lose your money. You can even lose your families. So if you are into spirituality and you are also into politics, this is the time to withdraw. But again, this is just an advice. Whoever enters spirituality during these 5 years, they will enters politics during 5 years. If they are spiritually inclined, all their spiritual inclination will be wiped out totally. Totally wiped out. It will be a plain sheet again. You'll have to rework on spirituality again. These 5 years, Rudra will consume. So if you are into politics, reconsider. If you are into learning, if you are a scholar or you are students, learn something about chemistry, biochemistry, bioengineering. Because medical science is undergoing such a change that has never ever happened before. In the next 5 years, you'll not need doctors. You'll go and see bioengineers. And most of the time, they'll fix you when you are born, even before you are born. But this is, again, the politicians will come in the way. They will try to disrupt the whole process of this medical miracle. Because they'll be governed by people who will dictate their terms. They want to make money, the pharmacies. So if you are a researcher and you do something for the benefit of all mankind, you find something, or you are into healing, you find some herbs, or you find something that is going to help many people, and you are sincere about it, don't think about commercializing your knowledge, your wisdom. You'll get paid by the existence. My master promises, don't consider of selling your wisdom during these 5 years. You'll be rewarded more than what you can probably expect from the universe. Just be truthful. Something to do with chemistry, that includes your oils, that includes herbs, that also includes researchers in that field. And then the third component, we were talking about politicians and the researchers, education. The third component are businessmen. You will do good if you are into retail business. Anything to do with retail business will be good. So try to engage in retail business, whether it is online, offline, but retail, not into wholesale or big businesses. It will help you. And the fourth one is the professionals. Most of the people, they are working in companies and all that. They have to see where the trend is going. It will be good to be associated with educational institutions, to work in the field of education, to work in the field of different types of healing. Hospital, only those hospitals will survive who will be advanced, and Europe is going to benefit more than the East. The East will take a lot of time, more than 10 years. America and Europe, first Europe, second America, they are going to benefit more and faster from the new developments in the medical science. There will be so many new developments, but he also warns us that there will be so much also stress, because science will be able soon to extend your lifespan. Within the next 5 years, your lifespan can extend much more than it has extended in the last 50 years with all the new discoveries. But there will be another problem, that is the mismatch of discoveries to keep your physique fit and discoveries to keep your mental health. So there meditation, yoga becomes very important. So it's not only about your physical health, also about your mental health, so you can take care of your stresses.
You said that politician will get the bad effect for these 3 to 5 years. How about the good one? The good.
There'll be no good one. This one, yes, the good. You reminded me, because he says for this next. Let me see the exact word. Unrighteousness will prevail as never before. So most politicians, almost all politicians will be governed by unrighteousness, by adharma. There has been no time, he says, in the last century or so, when politicians will be so governed by unrighteousness. So even those you think are good ones, they also will be governed by unrighteousness.
I wanted to ask about this recycling aspect and how unrighteousness will influence politicians and other political or authoritative figures. Will that righteousness also experience a sort of recycling, or if the unrighteousness is more of a concept or a company behind that, or billionaires or stuff like that?
They'll be getting carried away. This is the thing that was bothering me. There should be some good politicians, right? So it cannot be that everybody is bad. But during these 5 years, even the good ones will be carried away, because they want to keep to their status, they want to keep to power, they want to maintain their power. And they know if they are following righteous way, they cannot be in the power. So those good ones, they will get bored and they'll say, okay, we don't want to be in this power game, and we withdraw. And by their withdrawal, in fact, there will be more harm. But there is no other way. These 5 years, we are talking about 5 years. We are not talking for always, it's not forever. But next 5 years is very bad, because everybody will resort to unrighteous ways just to maintain their status.
When you explain about there's these 5 years as the years of Rudra, certainly I imagine that there are lots of fire and these elements that. What about the food, lifestyles, and also the role of the spiritual organizations?
All those things are connected with spirituality. So, if you are on the spiritual path, when the advice is given that you should be more diligent, you put some more efforts, and the result will be equal to 5 lifetimes. So yes, that is all one package. You cannot just be meditating. That's why today also I sent out messages in our groups that we have to sort out now. There are some friends, maybe they are here also, in our study circle group on Friday here in Jakarta. Those who come and they go, and they come and they go, and then they don't really maintain the discipline in the sense that you are studying something. You go to college, you have to take it a little bit seriously. You cannot just come and go like that, and no, you have to take seriously, because otherwise the facilitator, the coordinator is getting a problem also. Every time you have to start anew again. Somebody is asking you questions as a facilitator. Somebody is asking you questions which are no longer relevant. You already explained 2 weeks before, 3 weeks before, but since he was not there, so we are not progressing. We are going forward and then retreat few steps, So that's why we have to take the spirituality as one package. Yoga, meditation, and all spiritual practices, including diet, lifestyle change, yama and niyama from Ashtanga Yoga, all this thing is basic, preliminary, beginning thing, After that, foundation. After that, you have to go into jnana. You have to go into jnana. I think this is being recorded, right? I think Jakarta should hear this. Is this recorded? Yeah. So after that, they have to go into jnana, into jnana. And after jnana, after getting all these stuffs right, then put it into practice. So all this has to be one package. Raj Yoga, meditation, yoga, etc., 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 Jnana Yoga, Gyan Yoga, how to develop intelligence, how to develop right understanding, right perception, right outlook towards life, and how to put that into practice, Karma Yoga. All this is one package. You cannot separate them like most of the people in Bali. They try to separate, There are 4 different ways that can lead you to God. You can choose bhakti, you can choose you cannot choose. It has to be one package.
What about the role of spiritual organizations for the social reform?
Yes, spiritual organization has no use at all. There is no reason for us to have a spiritual organization if there is no mission. And the mission is to change, to bring some change. So of course this is going to be a tough job. When if you are a tree and you are bearing some fruits, people will start throwing stones on you. And I wrote about this in my first book, Life, A Traveler's Guide to Journey Within. That walking with me is hard job, tough job. You'll bleed.
And what happened with laymen or commoners people who are not interested in spirituality at all?
You can pray for them. You can tell them. You can pray for them. But even Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, you cannot force anybody. People are following their own karma. Yes, you can warn them. You can tell them, look, there's a pitfall there. If you are walking just like that, without being attentive, you may fall. But there are people who may not listen to you, most of the people. But there's an important point that I forgot to tell you, and I was telling you about this even yesterday, and this is very important, that you should, if you are into spirituality, you should wear gold. And you should wear gold 22K, not 14K, not 18K, and that's the right way to wear. you should wear chain or something where you have a pendant that is touching your heart region, not your heart, physical heart, but your psychic heart, and that is measured as the center point between your nipples. So that is your psychic heart, and so it should be touching around that. And this is he makes a point that it has to be at least 22K, you know. So I said, but well, Western people, they don't wear, you don't get 22K. You go to Europe, you don't get 22K. You get 14K, you get 18K. He said, no, there is Credit Suisse. You can wear Credit Suisse. Credit Suisse is 24K, 99.9. You know those small ingots that you can buy? That is 24K actually. So you can just take one ingot and you can just put a frame around that, and the frame can be 18K, no problem. And then you can wear it. So he has the solution for all. I didn't remember it that the Credit Suisse, you know, Credit Suisse there.
Jo